Okay, so let's just get this out of the way. We're not talking about gentle motivation here, those small incremental changes. No, this explainer is all about a radical personal reset.
I mean, that's a pretty heavy question, isn't it? Have you ever had that feeling, that nagging thought that you might be living at like 50% of your potential, just dreaming about a life you haven't actually earned yet? Look, the source material we're drawing from is super direct for a reason, because this problem, it's urgent.
And that's not a metaphor. No, we're talking about a burial. Today, right here, we're going to bury the excuses. We're going to bury the hesitation. And most importantly, we're burying that version of you that's gotten a little too comfortable with being just okay.
So I want you to think about the near future. Let's say 2026. Picture it like a totally blank page, a brand new chapter. And guess who's holding the pen? You, and only you. All right, so first things first, let's really diagnose the problem here. What exactly is this sickness of average, and why is it so incredibly dangerous?
Here's the thing. For the next chapter of your life to even begin, the current one absolutely has to end. You've got to be willing to look in the mirror and admit that an average life, it's not just standing still. It's a slow-motion car crash for every single one of your dreams.
Okay, so let's get into the action plan. How do you actually do this? How do you perform this burial and really truly destroy the old you? So right here, this is a critical choice. The very first step isn't about some long journey to find yourself. Nope, it's about deciding right now who you are not. You are not a victim of your circumstances, and you are done being the person who drags the corpse of their past into every new day.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. It shows exactly why this has to happen now. Later is a graveyard for dreams. It's the currency of the average. And let's be honest, it's already cost you way too much. So, you've made the decision. The funeral for your old self is over. What's next? Well, now you enter a really crucial, totally deliberate period of isolation.
Now hold on, this isn't about becoming a hermit forever, not at all. Think of it more like a strategic season. It's a focused sprint where you intentionally cut out every single distraction so you can finally close that gap. You know the one. The gap between the person you are right now and the person you know, deep down, you could be.
And look, this isn't some life sentence. We're talking about a specific period of disappearance. Maybe it's 3 months, maybe 4, maybe even 6. But it's a finite, specific amount of time that is 100% dedicated to a total refocus. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, you delete the distracting apps. You cancel your subscriptions to other people's drama. And this is a big one. You stop explaining your growth to people who secretly liked you better when you were broken. In that silence that you create for yourself, you stop being a waiter and you finally become a doer. All right, so after you've torn everything down, after the demolition of the old you, the next phase is all about construction. It's time to build a new identity. But this time, it's based on hard, undeniable evidence. Listen, when you first start, your progress is going to feel painfully small. We're talking 20 minutes of studying or lifting the lightest weights in the gym. It might even feel a little embarrassing. But you have to burn this into your brain. The struggle of climbing uphill is always, always better than the easy comfort of sliding downhill. So, this path to building real, unshakable belief, it's basically a 4-step process. Step 1, you have to accept where you're insufficient, where you're weak. Step 2, you start ridiculously small. Then, step 3 is you start racking up proof, day by day, especially when no one is watching. And that's when something really powerful starts to take over.
And that something is called the Matthew Principle. Here's the core idea. Your small, consistent efforts don't just add up one by one, they multiply. It's like a snowball, right? It starts out tiny, but as it rolls downhill, it just picks up more and more snow, getting bigger and bigger, faster and faster. It grows geometrically. And your success? It works the exact same way.
I mean, look at this. It shows it perfectly. Your effort might feel like this steady, linear line, but the results you get over time, they can become absolutely exponential. This, right here, is why those small, seemingly insignificant daily actions are so unbelievably critical.
And what's the end result of all this work? It's something called built belief. This is not some fluffy, feel-good, I am a winner affirmation you scream in the mirror. No, this is real confidence, born from a huge, undeniable stack of proof. You know you're a winner because you have the receipts, You did the work when nobody was there to give you a pat on the back.
So, what's the end game here? What is the ultimate goal of this entire process, this whole radical reset? It's simple, really. It's to become utterly, undeniably remarkable.
Okay, think about it. In a world where AI is getting better and better at replacing average, mundane work, you literally can't afford to just be another brown cow in the field. You have to become the purple cow. You have to be so unique, so innovative, so damn good at what you do that the world has no choice but to stop, turn its head, and take notice.
Okay, now this next idea, it's going to sound harsh. And honestly, it's meant to. It's the absolute core of what the source material calls extreme ownership.
But why on earth is that the best news you'll ever hear? Think about it. If the problem is out there, if it's the economy or your boss or your circumstances, then you're powerless, right? You're just a victim, waiting for someone or something to come rescue you.
But if it's your fault, well, that means you have the power. You're the one holding the controls. You are the only person on this planet who can step up and fix it. And that, my friends, is the ultimate form of freedom.
And so here we are at the final, unavoidable question. The old you has been buried. The lonely chapter is waiting for you. The path to building real proof is laid out and clear. So the only question left, the only one that really matters, is this. What are you willing to sacrifice to finally become the person you were always meant to be?